Okay, you ready?
Yeah, that's recording.
We're recording right now?
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Late Night 5 to Late Night Stand-Up Comedy Review Show. Today, we're reviewing one of the greatest of all time, Gerald Seinfeld, a.k.a. Jerry Seinfeld.
Gerald. Is his name even Gerald?
Legally, I think it could be.
I don't think it's Gerald.
It could be Gerald with a J, too. Really messed up. Anyway, my name is Matt Banner, and this is...
Ken Hamlin, what up?
What up? We're two comedians based out of Chicago reviewing other stand-up comedians. And if we're going to judge other people, you can judge us. I will link our clips in the comment section below. Feel free to judge them as you please. Without further ado, this is Jerry Seinfeld on Johnny Carson. It's a really interesting set. I don't know if there's anything I really need to say for context. I think it is what it is.
It's freaking Jerry Seinfeld.
It's young Jerry.
Yeah.
He has the face of Ellen. I think Ken pointed that out earlier.
Said, yeah.
Give credit where credit is due. Also, Ken has a podcast called the Drunken Night Out Podcast. If you enjoy him, you might enjoy it podcast. I'm sorry, I do the plugs up top. Sorry if we're built different here. We'll cut into the episode right now. Hits him with a wave.
Thank you. Well, I'll tell you something about television. It's getting scary. It's getting scary. I was watching That's Incredible. They had a guy on who caught a bullet between his teeth.
I'm gonna pause right here.
Anybody?
Yeah. I love, notice his cadence. I think this is a great example of like a strong comedian cadence. Well, let me tell you about television.
That's funny because I hate that cadence now.
Really?
Yeah, I think because so many people try to copy it, and I don't know if it's intentional, but a lot of comics copy that cadence. So I don't like that cadence at all anymore.
But he makes you linger at the end of every sentence. He speaks the first half of the sentence fast. Yeah. Well, let me tell you about television.
Yeah.
He pauses. It's just like an
intentional pause.
It's a very interesting cadence and delivery because it's very comedian. It's very like set up. And this small pause, it's like a way of letting the crowd know. It's like subliminally of like,
this is when the punchline's coming.
This is when it's going to come. Yeah. This may not be a punchline. This is still exposition, but get ready because you're going to have these pauses. You're going to know.
Yeah.
I like that. He does it up top and the exposition of his first joke, which I think is really smart.
Yeah, like lets the audience like get used to him real fast.
Yeah. Hey, my name is Jerry. I don't know. I don't have a Seinfeld impression, but like I can't. I tried. You saw
popcorn,
that?
Huh?
What's the deal with popcorn? It's corn that's so popped. Why are we popping corn? It's always da 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 da. That's Jerry Seinfeld. It's that. If you're a drummer, if you're a percussionist, you could feel it out.
Oh yeah.
He speaks very percussion-y, which I think it's very interesting. You talk about. You said a lot of comedians copy it. Nowadays, we look at this and we go, it's hack, but it's only because
somebody else perfected it.
Someone else perfected it, and now it seems like hack. So it's always an interesting thing generationally when you look at like if I were to see someone go on stage and do like low energy one-liners, I'd be like, oh, Mitch Hedberg, or or someone else, and it'd be like, oh, that's so been done before. But like at this time, this is for its time pretty revolutionary and fresh.
But is it though? Because wouldn't you say that who's your favorite guy? Your favorite guy? We did it already.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Dangerfield. There we go. Yeah, I would say that's Dangerfield's style.
Dangerfield was fast all throughout. He was fast. So Dangerfield was interesting. Dangerfield put the pause at the end.
But so that was the thing. It was the I would say this is it's faster tempo. His is faster tempo, but same cadence.
Yeah, he slows it down. Dangerfield was sometimes one of his knocks against him would be Rodney Dangerfield was hard to understand. So an example of a joke from Rodney Dangerfield would be something like, I tell you what, after sex, me and my wife, we made a deal where we can only smoke a cigarette after sex. I haven't had a cigarette in 2 weeks. She's gone through a whole pack. There was never any pause. And then he'd go, yeesh. He had to adjust. He had a bright red tie to go, ooh. That's the way Dangerfield would tell jokes. He would pause at the end and go, make a silly face so you knew when to laugh. Jerry lets you know when to laugh. He pauses and then he gives you the line that you're going to laugh at.
See, I guess that's what I'm looking at. It's like the pause to let the audience know
stylistically.
When to laugh. That's what I'm looking at when I'm like, that to me is there was a comic, Susan Jones, out of Washington. I don't even know if she still does comic anymore. Like comic anymore. I don't know if she does comedy anymore.
We've been drinking.
Yeah, I've been drinking. Whatever. But she would say that, like, pause and smile at him to let him know that they're supposed to laugh.
And you can do it either before. Rodney would do the pause, smile, yeesh after. Yeah. He does it before.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's an interesting stylistic choice from comedian to comedian. This is just a comedian's observation. Sorry to bore you guys, but I think it's very interesting because when you think of like my Jerry Seinfeld impression, which isn't good. Yeah, what's the deal with airplane food? It's food on a plane.
That wasn't Seinfeld. That was freaking what's his name?
I don't know.
The Laugh Factory. What's that kid's name?
There's a lot of bad comedians. Oh, I know who you're talking about. We're not going to name names here, but it is Ryan Oliver is the comedian I'm referencing.
I'm not gonna name names here, but it is.
All right, we'll get back to the clip. So this guy on TV, you see this guy on TV. That's what he's saying. That's the setup.
You see this guy? The guy this is his act. He catches a bullet between his teeth. Number one, how do you learn to do this? Do they toss it to you a few times? Throw it at the guy? What's the warm-up? Put it in the gun. Okay, Bill. This one's going to be coming a little bit faster now.
I love the act. I love the physicality there. Just enough.
Just enough, yeah.
You know what I really feel badly about that? I can't remember this guy's name. He caught a bullet between his teeth. You know, I saw him do it. I forgot his name. Now, if he knew that I forgot his name after watching him do that, wouldn't he feel like, what the hell do I have to do to really impress this guy? Catch a cannonball in the eye? I'll tell you this, if you're a burglar, this is definitely a house you don't want to break into, you know? You don't want to surprise this guy in the middle of the night, have to shoot him in the bedroom, he comes walking out. I think you got the wrong house, pal.
Was the actor with the teeth?
Yeah.
What was that, a 22? I hate those.
It's a good line.
I go to the movies a lot more than I used to.
You want to pause real quick?
Yeah, what was that transition?
So he does hard cut transitions.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's like a jump cut.
Yeah. You know what's funny is like you can literally see, it's so funny because like even the physicality of his body, he goes, yeah, the 22 drops in your teeth. So movies. No, I like that. I think you either you can't, you have two options when it comes to transitions. Either it flows within the natural progression of the joke, and that can be a little wordy. It can take up your word space. As a comedian, you want to get the most number of laughs for the smallest number of jokes.
Fair.
He doesn't even bother with transitions. He goes, all right, that's that bit. Next one, never says anything, goes right into it.
I don't like that they don't connect at all. Like there's nothing that connected. Like I don't even like if it's along the same thought pattern or process. You know what I mean? Like somewhere within that you can like say, all right, well that branched off some way, but like he just jumped from like one topic to a completely different topic, and that for me, I'm like, as a freaking ADHD kid,
my small little. I use the term. I always go, my small little pig mind can't handle that. And I say that because I'm an Iowan.
And as an ex-pig farmer,
it's also I think it's very interesting, and you see it change from comedian to comedian how comedians approach late night. I don't think this was his first ever late night set. I think he had one before this, if I remember correctly. It's interesting because a lot of comedians, when it's their first late night set, especially on the Johnny Carson days, you have two schools of thought in the way comedians approach it. One is they're pitching their character.
Yeah.
I'm a housewife. I'm from Cleveland and I do this.
Roseanne Barr.
Yeah. You think of Roseanne Barr. You think of like
Drew Carey.
Yeah, like Louis Anderson's like a fat family friendly guy, right? Yeah. And then you have the other school of thought with like the Elaine Boozlers and the Jerry Seinfelds.
Well, Elaine Boozler kind of painted a picture of who she was, though.
A vulgar woman, a nasty woman. Yeah. Well, there is, but besides though, she was joke, and they never really connected. Some comedians really, like, especially like Roseanne Barr's a great example of like a comedian who really aggressively, I'm a domestic goddess. I am a housewife. Every joke was I am a housewife or in that premise.
Yeah.
Seinfeld is what I think late night became for a while, and now I think it's moving back to, it's like late night is now like pitch. So you're on TV and you're pitching like, this is my identity, and you almost hold true, and there's still variation set to set, but I feel like stylistically it went to the point where it was identity driven to observationally driven, back to identity driven, and then you have Mark Normand, which is back to observation again.
Yeah. Damn, yeah, that's so true. That is, for me, I think that the weird, I It's always hard for me because Chris Rock is one of my favorite comics of all time, but he's
Yeah.
like a comic that just does observational comedy.
Yeah, he's a great example of observationalist.
But I guess I love the style of like telling your story. And for me, he's not telling any stories. He's just jumping from topic to
Bullet
topic.
and tooth guy to the I don't even remember
Whatever
what the
he's talking
second
about,
premise
yeah.
was. Yeah,
Of the movies. So although I find the theater
movies. That's what it is.
confusing, sometimes I sit there and I don't know if I'm in a specially selected theater or just a theater near you.
I remember that growing up. They don't do that anymore, though.
I used to be afraid of the theater near you. How do they know where I am? What if I move? Everybody knows the specially selected theaters because they have that very expensive candy. You know you're going to get killed on the candy price when they put it in the glass case because now they think they're selling you jewelry.
Timeless.
I walk up to the guy. I'd like to see something in a milk dud if I could. Nothing too garish, of course. Sometimes the guy will take out one milk dud, put it on a black velvet display board there.
I love the use of his hands. The physicality is very good.
But he's not moving from that square. He's
Yeah.
on that square the whole time. Love that.
We've been looking around a lot. I think we should go for something nice. And who buys the horse bucket size popcorn? I don't need that quantity of anything. It's a huge, it comes with ear hook things that you can put it on there. Kind of wear it like a feed bag. It's got to be the people that sit in the front row, you know? You sit in the front row, you're watching faces 20 feet tall all that time. By the time you get out to the candy counter, they give you popcorn that big. You go, yeah, that's about right, thanks. My head is
That's
this
great.
big, right?
Pause it.
Yeah.
I think he's about to go into another hard transition.
Yeah, you can see his shoulders drop. Like he's giving, like he's giving
It's so funny.
up
Well,
on
he
that.
did it last time too. He literally did his go. The movies, the movie theaters. I tell you what,
He's a robot, man.
he is. He really is.
Like
He's
a
a
comedy robot, dude.
He is a joke writing robot. He does remind me a lot of Mark Normand, and I think Mark Normand is one of his openers currently is also very big. Yeah, man, Jerry Seinfeld, like very much just a joke teller, and also that's a great joke because it really hasn't changed.
No, yeah, that's for me. That was hilarious because I was like, I've heard a lot of like movie theater, like candy jokes. Like it's also expensive. You got to sneak candy in, but like the way that he compares it to jewelry shopping, like that.
And I love that he lays out the counter for you, puts it on.
Yeah.
Just small physicality like that. It really just like sets like because sometimes if you would have said it, maybe you don't get it.
Yeah.
I think crowds are smart, but I also think crowds are very dumb at the same time.
Yeah.
I think the act out, if you can make the words you're saying easier through that motion, it makes it that much clearer for a crowd to understand.
You get to visualize it. I get to take you there. I paint a picture. That's like the whole thing. You got to paint a picture, make them be a part of that scenario, and like he's doing that so perfectly.
I think Seinfeld, and even when he did the gun bit, he did that. You know, I think so many people consider Seinfeld just a writer, and he's not like a Sam Kinison. He's not strolling the stage, and like you said, he's staying in his square.
Yeah.
But he is using his hands. He is using his body in some way.
Even the facial expressions. Like that's like a small thing that a lot of people don't understand. That is, and this is coming from a guy who's not a Seinfeld fan.
Really?
Like I've never liked Seinfeld, but watching this, I'm like, I get the respect now.
I'm not the world's biggest Seinfeld fan either. I'll confess. I think he's great. I think he's of his time. I think like I said, I think people have taken from in my generation. I'm on to the next thing. I think we're both kind of in the same space there.
I don't even know because most of the comics that I love are from his era or like slightly after, and so
they just took different routes within that era.
Yeah, I guess that's true. And I also just have a preference towards comics that speak on their lives. And which is weird because Chris Rock is my favorite comic alive. So it's
but his jokes are often like they're of his perspective. They're observations within a very unique perspective.
Yeah.
But Seinfeld's are like movie theater popcorn. Anyone could have had this.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to do a bit about bathrooms. Everyone's had bathrooms.
Fair.
It's not of his like they're observational jokes, but they're observational jokes not made from a particular perspective, if that makes any sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense because it's just like everybody's experienced this.
Yeah.
It's not like this is my experience dealing with this. It's like all of us
Have seen this.
thought about why is the candy in the movie theater behind the glass?
Which is in some ways harder and in some ways easier to be universally appealing, but at the same time, like universally like understood.
Yeah.
As opposed to Chris Rock. And I think a lot of, I call them takes comedians, like takes comedians. Chris Rock has takes on things that from my perspective, but I hope everyone can understand and appreciate them, is I could argue one degree of comedy higher, but that's you know, what is that? That's just in the air for people to speculate.
Yeah.
That's opinions.
It's a way to start a fight in the comments.
All right, let's get a fight in the comments section. Start it below.
The important thing is to go out, go to the movies, go wherever you go. You know, get out. People, you know, your clothes like getting out.
Close.
See, that was a transition though. He did a real transition.
He did a transition there.
He
Yeah,
tied
he did
the
it.
jokes together.
Everything in your wardrobe that you're not wearing right now is home, waiting, hoping to get picked tomorrow. That's what. You know what your clothes like the best? Laundry day. You know, that's when they get to do things and you wait for them.
What is that? That's so hokey.
For clothes. It's dark, they're dancing around in there, you know. They always seem to be having such fun. The shirt grabs the underwear. Come on, babe. And then an article, there's always an article from someone else's laundry ends up in yours. Hey, who's that? Good dance. I wish I had that much fun getting clean.
Still hasn't left that
I
square.
stand there in the shower. Shower can be a little weird. Ever have? I had some people staying over my house.
Yeah, I wish I had
one
that
time.
much fun being
You ever have
clean.
this? You
It's
go-
not
They go in
transition.
the shower, and then you go in the shower a couple hours later, and one of their little hairs is stuck on the wall of the shower. You know, you want to get rid of it, but you don't want to touch it. I don't know how it got up that high in the first place.
Still true.
Yeah, it's like not a unique perspective. It's just like something that everybody has experienced.
Yeah, and what's great is he had some massive applause here.
Yeah.
Let's watch this. Massive applause here. I think that's worth noticing. Look at that face. Look at that face. Pause right there.
He's great. He was
you
like,
see us?
damn it. This is.
We're getting close time-wise. I know we're timing it out.
yeah, that's.
Watch. That's. Am I gonna run time or do I end here? Watch this. Let's see what he does.
Something, right? We all do the same thing, I bet. First, then you take the shower head, aim it at the hair. That never works. You have to get a pool of water from under the shower and over to the hair. Get it down a foot at a time like that, but you don't have to touch it. That's the most important thing in your life at this time. Thank you very much.
Look at the disappointment in his face.
Look at it. Look at it. Pause it there. Pause it there. We'll end this. We'll end this clip there. Look at that. Oh, look, he's mad right now. So that's a really interesting as a comedian. And I had a club audition recently at the Chicago Improv. And I'm still thinking about this.
Big name drop. Big name.
I'll name it. I'm glad. I'm honored to get it. And I had this audition, and I had this joke where I got this big laugh, but I go, do I do the extra 30 seconds? I might run time. I think there's gonna be a big payoff at the end. Do I stop at the big laugh? And I did what Jerry did.
No.
I got greedy. I got the big laugh at the end. This time.
It worked out.
But I've had numerous auditions and big sets in the past where you go, you get greedy, you go, I think there's an extra tagline.
There's a tag. I got this tag in my pocket.
I think that I mime out the water. I think I'm going to get it. But he had that big laugh and he made the face because he's a great comedian.
Yeah.
He makes the face where he goes, do I end on this applause?
Yeah, because it wasn't even like the huge punch, but it was the punch that they wanted.
Yeah, the crowd thought it was the end too. They felt it out.
Yeah, you gotta end it there.
I wonder if there was a producer that signaled he was running out of time and the crowd was like, we'll give it to him now. I wonder what's going on the production end. I wonder if maybe that was a thing. But you can tell he got greedy.
Yeah.
He went for the extra tag. He thought the act out's going to get him on the water. It's the first time I've taken a step on stage.
The spray was the one where I was like, oh, that got him. That was I thought that was going to be worth it, but it didn't get the same laugh.
The last probably 15 seconds of the set, he should have ended on the big laugh.
Yeah.
smiled, bowed. That's my time.
That's my time.
He got a little greedy, and then you can tell he's mad. He's mad.
Pissed. Look at his face. He's
still mad. He's still mad.
I guarantee if you interview him today, he will tell you that he's mad about not getting off at the big laugh.
Dude, oh man. That's like, it's a comedian that lingers with you. And like, I think like even especially Carson, where Carson would like literally like pull you over.
Yeah. You could ruin the couch for yourself.
Yeah, I think Carson, once you get off that big laugh, the crowd's, okay. Carson goes, momentum's in the room, come over.
Yeah.
Now the momentum's killed. Maybe I'm not going to get called over.
Yeah. That's tough. Yeah, I don't know. This is the reason why I'm big on like no tags. My sets could be way longer if I just kept all my tags.
Yeah.
Cut all my tags. The first JFL set was the audition where I was like, I'm not doing tags. And I was the only person that didn't do tags, and it was just big punches, big punches, big punches.
Bit to bit.
Yeah. That's what happens. You do tags, young comics.
Yeah, he overtagged the bit. He got the punch from the bit, and he got greedy.
Yeah. The tags are just never worth it.
And ladies and gentlemen, here at the Late Night 5 Late Night Stand-Up Comedy Review, we don't get greedy, but we do ask for one small thing from you. And that is that you subscribe. Please, I need 1,000 subscribers before I can get paid for doing this. When I started this channel, I was a little over 100. Now I'm well into the 200s.
Yeah.
So thank you all for subscribing. I appreciate the heck out of you. Thank you so much. I'm super excited for the future of this show. More episodes coming and a lot of episodes in the backlog. Go check them out. There's a playlist on my channel. Check it out. Subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Stay sexy, America.
Peace.